I'm going to turn the recording on. All right, I'm going to return the recording on. Sorry, I have two screens. I know it looks like I'm talking off screen here.
Nope, I
Um,
completely understand.
you can still see my screen, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll do a really short overview of everything that we just talked about. So Jennifer has a chance to see it. And I will say this as well. I would encourage you to open an application, to pretend like you're an applicant, even though you're not participating, as long as you don't submit, to dig around and to look through everything that we have here, you're more than welcome to do that. And that way, everything that we talk about here, you can see kind of the depth and the detail too.
Okay, great.
So, a quick overview is that this is what ADEA DHCAS looks like. It is similar to all of the other health CASs, including allied health CAS, where general assisting would be welcome to join. There are 4 boxes of information that applicants are required to fill out. The first 3, personal information, academic history, and supporting information, are centralized. So there's one set of questions that all applicants complete, and we have worked with dental hygiene programs to set those questions up. The fourth box, program materials, is where we balance that centralized with the program specific. So we know that not everybody's information is captured in these first 3 boxes when it comes to you making decisions. So the program materials is where participating programs have an option to ask the applicant for additional information. So this is a community college that has set up additional questions that they're asking their applicants, collecting additional documents, asking applicants to indicate their prerequisites, and we do have one other box for evaluation. So everything in this program materials section is completely under the control of the program. So you really do have a personalized touch that is branded even within the centralized service. We also have an opportunity for applicants to check their status, to circumvent the questions, if you get my transcript, am I complete? So they can actually come in and view all of that information. But we also have a help center that includes all of the instructions, and we also have customer service that answers questions by phone, email, and chat. And I mentioned at the beginning that there is no contract to participate. There's no fee either for the institution. We do have the application fee for applicants. It's $50 for them to apply to a program. If they do meet our financial eligibility, though, we do have a fee waiver that covers the full $50 if they meet that eligibility.
What is the eligibility?
It is 200% of the federal poverty guidelines, or 300. Did I get that wrong, Leslie?
It should be 300.
300. I got that wrong. Thank you for that. So 300% of the federal poverty guidelines. So we do ask for information about how many people in their family that are living with them. And that's how we determine eligibility.
Okay. And let's say a student was applying for both our dental assisting and our dental hygiene program. I know the allied health, you said fees are set by,
Yes.
the, so, but it would be a $50 per each application. So if they were applying for both, it would be $100. Is that right?
So the Allied Health CAS is set at $72. We do not manage that one. So it is a higher fee. They also do not have a fee waiver program. So it would
Okay.
only be for a DHCAS. Now, I don't know assisting as well as I know hygiene, and particularly to how your program works.
Mhm.
Um, if this becomes something that would really be helpful and you're thinking about implementing rather than just exploring, I think there are some options there that I'd be interested in talking with you about managing the two and how that might work, depending on how your admissions processes work. But for this moment, if you were to use both, a DHCAS and AHCAS, the fees would be different, and AHCAS does not include a fee waiver.
Okay. So we currently have a single application,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just wondering if we go into like the personalize, where the college can personalize, if
Mhm.
Yeah.
if we can just add a checkbox that they want to be considered for both dental hygiene and dental assisting.
Technically, yes, we can do that. We, though, have really branded this for dental hygiene, so we would have to go back and see if that's something that would be a text we could add into program materials to include assisting in that way. I'll make that note, and I'll go back and ask and see what if that's possible, because I agree that would probably be the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, but I don't want to jeopardize any sort of, agreement that you guys might have with the vendor, but that would definitely be
make it a little bit easier. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I might actually pull the trigger to go if you said come back and say yes, you could do that.
Sure, no, I understand that. I'll write that down. We'll go back and ask. I know that in the past we've been really specific about hygiene. Even the therapy conversation has come up. But I want to make sure that we have everything in order. So let me write that down, and we'll follow up with that.
Okay, that'd be great.
All right, so this is our application. This is what the applicant sees, whether they're on their phone, their tablet, their desktop, which I don't know, do young people have desktops anymore?
No.
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 But this is what they see, whatever device they're on. So then we turn around and give the data to you, right? We really see ourselves as kind of that middleman getting in between the applicant and you. And excuse me. This is what the back end looks like. This is our admissions management software. We call it WebAdmit. And this is actually a program that participates in our service and what it looks like. Okay. WebAdmit is meant to take your current process, what you do, and to make it easier. It's not intended to change what you do. Now, that being said, the WebAdmit can be as basic as, I want a PDF of every applicant and I just want to read it and I don't want to learn technology for the first year and figure it out. We can do that. We also have a lot of features that are built into WebAdmit to take you to like hyperspeed. Leslie and I are comfortable about 50 miles an hour. So if you want to go hyperspeed, we'll certainly connect you with customer service for WebAdmit, who can help with everything. So I want to show you a couple of the features that you might take advantage of to help you make decisions through our software. So one feature is that we bucket applicants in a variety of ways. So when somebody calls and says, how many applicants do you have? You don't have to go digging for it. So for example, this program has 69 applicants that are verified. That is their terminal status. They've gone through everything DHCAS has requested of them. There are 23 applicants who have selected this program but haven't submitted yet. So if you're forecasting, your deadline is 2 weeks away and you want to know, do I think any more people are coming in? We can tell you how many people are in progress. Now, I might be one of those people. So it's not always 100% accurate. But one of the nice things is if you click on it, it'll tell you who these people are and their email address. You can email them.
Oh, great.
So we do have these kind of big buckets of information. This one down here we define, right? It's based on where they are in the process. This one we also define, kind of where they are. You can say, this person has accepted their offer. But we also have one that you define. So you have your own bucket that's different from every other hygiene program in the country. You might have buckets for assisting and hygiene and in-state and out-of-state, whatever it might be. You get to set these up. So when the dean calls and says, I would like to know XYZ, because that's what they always ask every April, you have that here. No filtering on Excel. It's all right here. We similarly can provide the data for the applicants by applicants or in aggregate. So we do have profiles online for all of the applicants. One of those is the full PDF, right? So I have somebody who in the admissions committee who doesn't want to do any of this and they just want a PDF. We can get that for you here. But we also have all their information. These mostly are things that come from the application, but you also have options. Is this pre-enrollment check fulfilled, right? So then when you want to pull up a list of everybody who's fulfilled or not fulfilled these checklists, you have an easy way of getting it. It captures all of that in the system. So this is by applicant up here. But then we have aggregate. So I would like to know my applicant's first name, last name, and I would like to know what languages they speak, right? And so here I'm pulling the data that applicants have provided, and we have filters up here. I want to export everybody, every single applicant. I want to export everybody this program has ready for decision. I want it in a CSV file. I want it in a text file. There's a lot of different ways, and this is an opportunity to get aggregate look at your applicant pool. How many males versus females? How many straight out of high school versus 2 years at a college? Anything that you are looking for in terms of the data, we can provide for you here. Excuse me. This software that is available can be made available to anybody. So it could be you and Jennifer. It could be all of the faculty. It could be a student admissions. It could be a central admissions office. You are able, under this management, to add users. You're also able to do a lot of really cool things, like setting up a scoring table. So I give points to people who have above a 3.0 or who've taken an advanced biology class. We have interviewing templates, the things that you can set up if you interview your applicant. Email templates, putting in the template that you use, so every time you need to send it out, all you do is press this applicant to go here, and it'll mail merge whatever fields you're interested in merging. Now, as I said, this can go very quick, very basic, and it can go really fast. And there's a lot of different features. And so usually that means the first year is a little bit harder, right? Because you're setting up all of these templates. You're figuring out how this works. But if you spend the first year and you're loading 8 email templates and you're kind of figuring it out, the next year it rolls over. So you don't have to do that again. So we really see programs that enjoy the benefits in year 2 and year 3 because they've kind of gone through that setup phase, that first cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot more features. I won't go into all of them here, but again, I think I'd really stress the fact that we're not hoping to change your process. We really want to meet you where you are. And so our customer service is really great to say, what would you like to do? What outcomes are you hoping in your first step of the process, your last step of the process? And let's figure out how we can put them in here to automate some of the things that you do and to make it a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like Jennifer would love this. And she apologizes. She said, I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, it's technology.
It happens every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's working from home, and she said her kids downloaded like some major game and
Oh,
like
no.
sucked up all the bandwidth kind of thing. I feel so
have
bad.
been there. I have been there. I'm glad we recorded this. Yeah, it's still recording.
Yes, poor thing. But she's amazing. And I really think that this would make her life a lot easier when it comes to this, because right now we use an Excel spreadsheet to score. Mm-hmm. And then she has to like copy that forever. You know what I'm saying? Like
oh, wow.
This would really be beneficial to her. Okay, so I was going to ask about like when are applications accepted, because we open our application cycle June 1st through September 1st. Is there a time that DHCAS is down?
There is a time down.
Mm-hmm.
So we open at the end of October for the following fall, right? So there are some programs that choose to open that early and others that choose to delay. We do have the application open through the 3rd week of August.
August.
You are, as a program, welcome to choose your own open and close dates. So if you wanted to open June 1st, you absolutely can. We do not go through September 1st, but we go through, I think, like August 21st or 22nd,
Yeah.
that you could be open for
Okay.
that amount of time.
Mhm.
We Your deadline date, say it's the last day of our cycle, is the date by which applicants have to submit their application. There are some applicants that may send in a transcript, for example, after that date. We will process it, even though the cycle is closed. So we give them about a 2-week window. If they've submitted by your deadline and something comes in after the fact, we will process it. So unless you call that out in your application, that's a little wiggle room for your applicant.
Okay. Okay. Great. Awesome. Um, I do think that I'll need to know like the security information about the vendor, and how, because I do think from a system level, I'm probably going to have to get some approvals and things like that. And so if you have that information that you can send to me, that might help as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll get that information, and some of the links. So the links like to the application for you to play around in if you like.
Yeah.
And I'll also upload this video so
Okay.
you and Jennifer have that as access. And if there's anybody else who has questions, would like to set up a time to talk or email questions, happy to do that as well.
Okay.
And we will ask also about the questions in your area about assisting versus hygiene, and I'll get that clarification.
Do any of the schools pay for their students' applications?
It's a great question. So we're actually piloting that in a different service for dental school right now.
Hmm.
The technology does exist. It's called coupon code. We have not implemented it in ADEA DHCAS yet. We're piloting again in ADSAS right now for our dental schools,
Okay.
with the intention that if it goes well, we will turn that on in the future.
Okay.
So maybe next cycle we won't have that information until the next cycle goes.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Um, and you said, I'm just thinking about this for like one of our school's initiatives was like to streamline the application process for all of the programs across healthcare.
Hmm.
And so you said that the organization also uses, like they also have like a nursing application,
Yes.
because we have PTA, paramedic, and nursing.
We got there's nursing CAS and PTA CAS. We
Okay.
know our colleagues who do those, and then there's the
Mhm.
allied health CAS,
Right.
which is the one I talked to you about for assisting.
Right.
I don't know of you mentioned something else. Was it emergency
Paramedic.
paramedic?
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't, there's not one specifically for
I think
that, but
we
I
have,
imagine
yeah.
that might be available
Allied
for
health.
allied health. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And let me show you that's a great question. Because I'd like, if
Mm.
Jennifer works in all of those, I'd like to show one thing
She
because I do
does.
think this is really helpful. So this software that we have, say that Jennifer starts doing nursing CAS and PTA CAS, and they're all these different ones. The applications are slightly different. This is how you get to them. So
Oh,
this particular person, we're in DHCAS here. This is the dental school.
right.
Same thing. So the application tools are separate, right? Because they're slightly different things, but you don't have to log in, log out. You just go back and forth between them and you have
Mm.
access to all the information. This left-hand menu bar doesn't change. So the
Right.
way that I export information, find an applicant, all the same, no matter which application service I have.
Okay. Cool.
So I think that is useful if you are considering additional programs. And I'll send
Mhm.
you the list, the URL, the PTA, nursing, and allied health. If you'd like to be in contact with our sister organization representative, let me know,
Mhm.
and I'm happy to put you in touch with them.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Jennifer might want to schedule something to look at that because this looks like it would make her life so much easier.
That's really
Oh,
our goal, to help out.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay, so if you can send me the security parameters that they have, because the school will be crazy about protecting student identification numbers, right? And ID. And then if you find out at all if we can slide DA under there, because I probably would pull a trigger at that point.
I will look into that and I will get back to you as soon
Okay.
as I have this video uploaded and that answer.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
It was nice to
You're
meet
welcome,
you
Misty.
or see
How
you.
exciting. Yeah, good to see you. Thank you both.
Of
You're
course. You have a great
welcome.
afternoon. We'll be in touch.
Okay, thank
Take
you. Bye-bye.
care.
Bye.